crossed. Not that I'm superstitious, I'm afraid it's too good to be true. I've got my fingers crossed. No wonder I'm suspicious. I'm so gay and skies are much too blue. Don't want no trouble with old men trouble. And there goes double on account of because I'm in love, yeah. I've got my fingers crossed. This feeling's so delicious. I'm afraid it's too good to be true. On account of because I'm in love with you.
One, two, three.
Comments? Okay, that's pretty good. I would suggest one thing, as I talk to the drummers about picking a sound for a whole section and staying with that sound. So maybe for the first half of the song, just play on the board. And then maybe switch to a different sound for the bridge, and then back to that other sound for the last one.
Sorry.
And you might just tighten it up and make it more, plenty more time. I know that's how you do things, and I'm getting used to that, but it might tighten it up a little bit deeper. We'll try that just a little bit?
I think that's a really good comment. It's a really good comment for everybody in the rhythm section as far as if you're going to make a change of texture, try to do it as a phrase change. It happens at the end of the phrase, and then I'm going to change it a little bit and do this with it. It applies to just about everybody, but I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Pet peeves when I play the drums is I'll pick a cymbal and whatever's going on for that whole section, I'll pretty much stay on that cymbal. Then it'll come to a solo, I'll go to another different sound. Next soloist, different sound. Okay, maybe going to 4-beat, maybe going to 2-beat, all kinds of different variables there. So just try and keep it consistent for a chorus at a time. It's just a suggestion. Okay.
And I also notice about Ed's playing as well. When he changes texture, he's not unaware of who's coming up to play the next solo. And he tries to, whatever that choice is, he always tries to make that choice seem appropriate for whoever's coming up too. So it's not just an issue of I'm gonna change to whatever I want to change to. There's more to it than that. To change to something that seems to lend itself to either maybe the style that this particular person likes to play in. If we're going from trumpet to Terry Myers playing tenor, definitely he's going to pick a style of approach that's going to lend itself to the way Terry plays. And that's smart. So it just as a reveal to you as the way things get changed up there, I am doing very much the same thing.
special. The best tool that you could possibly use to practice at home, and I'll explain why, is this. We've talked about cycle of fifths or cycle of fourths. I always use a cycle of fourths because they play that song. Because I feel like, as far as us reading clocks, we think of a clock face and think of things going this way. Is your clock face? So if we use the concept of a clock face, I'm going to go fourth because I feel like you'll look this way. But some people write it out with fifths, but then you just have to go this way, you know. The reason I'm saying that is because if you're going to find, if you haven't already, a lot of the music we play, the movements, even the last cadences of things, remember the blues, is the movement of a 5-1. Remember we talked about it this morning? That movement of when you count from this note up to the next one, if you make that a dominant chord, and this your chord you're aiming for, the root chord, 5-1, and the distance between, say, C and F is how many notes?
Well, it's 4 spaces.
4 spaces, exactly. Yeah. So if you wrote out an F major scale, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We call this 5, right?
Right.
Because remember the numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Remember now the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It never changes. 6, 7, 8. It's all, C in an F scale will always be 5, right? Because we always count in that direction. So we always call this 5-1, even though when you count this way, the amount of movement is 1, 2, 3, 4. The sonic sound that we're looking for is 5-1. You always have to relate to these numbers relating to this scale. All right, I'm going to take that off. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and some of you might want to think of this as C sharp, right? Something like that. C, A flat, D flat, let's go to F sharp or G flat. I'll call it F sharp, but it could be or G flat, just depends how you think.
Mm-hmm.
Sharps or flats, it's up to you. You're going to see both, so I suggest you want both, that you feel comfortable with both, so that if I say, what's a major triad in F sharp major, that you tell me the notes as F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp, and then I say, what's a major triad in G flat major, you tell me as G flat, as B flat, and as D flat, right? You have to know those things interchangeably, right? And then B, I'm trying to make it even. I'm trying to make my clock face as even as possible if I can. A, D, and G, right?
Right.
So really lopsided with.
It's like a diamond.
It's a baseball diamond. All right. This is a tool that you can practice so many things on. It's not funny. It is such a useful tool because, as I said, this movement of 5 to 1 is ubiquitous in the music that we play. So you want to be able to be very familiar with it. So the first thing you might practice, is just practice every single one as a major scale, right? You might practice getting your skills up on a C major scale, then on F major scale, then B flat major scale, E flat. So you have difficulty in this region. You know, I do. I can tell you right now, I'm slower in over here. You know, so some days I just slow down and practice. While I'm practicing, I'm being aware of what the numbers are of the notes. So when I'm practicing A flat major scale, you can tell me how many flats are in A flat.
4, isn't it?
Trick me. So we'll say 4 flats here. So when I practice A flat major, I've just told myself there's 4 flats. I start A flat is 1, B flat is 2, C 3, D flat 4, E flat 5. You want to make sure you know what 5 is. E flat 5, goes an F 6, F G 7. A flat is back to 1 or 8, right? So I'm just trying to remind myself of the numbers like we wrote out here, so that when I want to know what the chord is, and I say what's A flat minus 7, I know that C is 3. Right? Because I just practiced numbering them as I went along. You know, and I know that G is 7, so now I need to flatten the 7th because somebody asked me to play A flat minus 7. Right? So I need to know what a major scale is so I can apply the formula to whatever symbol comes after the chord. It is always pertains to a major scale. The other thing you can practice is your chords. You can say, today I'm going to go around the cycle and I'm going to play major triads. I'll go C, E, G, F, A, C, B flat, D, F, E flat, G, B flat, A flat, C, E flat, and I'll just go around the whole cycle. I'll do it with a metronome too, because I can guarantee you that if you don't do it with a metronome, as soon as you pull out that song and you get to D flat and you go, there's a D flat in it. I mean, really, I do it. So I imagine, and I think most people are going to get there. And as we've said before, not every song remains in the key that you start in. It's going to go into all the keys in it. So even if you're in C, you don't want to go, hey, I'm in C, I got no problem, I know my C major scale. It's probably going to depart from the key of C at some point. So you better know some of these other chords. I mean, it's not uncommon to have an A flat chord in a C song,
Since we're transposing instrument on the clarinet, when you're thinking like
When I'm
would I
practicing
go?
this,
Yeah, would I go and say?
I wouldn't do that. Don't make it difficult for yourself, because more than likely, if you're reading off a lead sheet, you'll have it transposed for you. The only time I might not do that is if I'm always reading concert. But if I'm always reading off a B flat lead sheet, I just know it. So, like, for instance, when I get on the bandstand, someone says, "Let's play all of me in C," I just know I'm in D. I just know that I'm in D. So I've practiced these things in the. So I'm thinking D. I'm not thinking, I'm not thinking in C. I know it's in C, and I can tell you all the chords in it because I've done this often. I can be quick about it, but that's because I can transpose very quickly. But that's just me having done it forever. But I don't think, like when I have my clarinet in my hands, I don't think C and then finger D. I'm not trying to do a double transposition. That would be too much hard work for me. I just practice these as they are, as a separate entity, right? As a totally separate entity, just to get under my fingers the different chords and things. So here we go. We said we're practicing the chords, and we might. Does everyone want to do that?
Yeah.
You got your instruments there? Mm-hmm. Get your instruments out. So for the banjo.
You're my buddy.